right, welcome back to another edition of the 2023 MLB Draft Show. This is going to be the Texas Longhorns edition. Tanner Witt, the pride of Houston, Texas, is in the house. Tanner, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, Tanner, so let's just kick this thing off the way we like to kick it off. Tell the viewers, tell the listeners who's Tanner Witt, how you like to operate on the mound, and then a little bit more about off the field. What are some of your passions, hobbies, the ways that you like to kill some time?
So on the field, I thrive in the moment. I love the moment, the big moment. I've always loved this game. It's always what I've loved since I first picked it up. And that moment, it gets me going. I always want the ball in that moment, and you'll never see me shy away from that time in the game. Off the field, I like to chill. A lot of downtime, trying different places, food, stuff like that. A lot of family time. I'm competitive, so if we can find a game to play, board game, card game, darts is my secret weapon. We have a dartboard in our garage, and we've started ever since right before COVID hit. All our family gets together. Come from a big family, so we all get together and play darts, and that's my secret talent is darts.
I like it. What's your go-to darts game?
We play cricket.
Oh, nice.
We'll play 5-on-1 too, but cricket's our game. Well, we get like a big family tournament going, and it gets intense, but it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, I'm just going to start with this. I'm going to rip it right off the cord. Let's talk a little bit about your recovery. Last year, you go down with an elbow injury. You have to go through Tommy John surgery. How's it coming along? Where are you at in your recovery, and how are you feeling about things?
So I feel good. The elbow feels really good, which is a relief. I haven't had any problems, any setbacks. Feel really strong. We are about to finish throwing, about to have a week of kind of recovery, and then start bullpens and start building up there. So we're getting right into it. I've learned a lot during this time, which is obviously injuries are not fun, but you could take it as kind of a blessing in disguise. And there's been a lot to learn, a perspective change, kind of stepping back. I've never missed baseball time. So this is the first time I've actually missed baseball time. And I feel like you can go two ways with that. You can either realize you don't love the game as much and you don't want to go through all the pain and rehab, or you realize you do love the game that much. And you want to go through it all to get back. And I'm at that point where it's like, all right, I missed this game. I want to get out there, and I'm ready to get back out. So I'm excited. Excited for this year, whenever that is. There's no set date when I'm coming back. But the goal is to throw at some point, and to show everybody that I'm back.
Well, hey, man, the Texas Longhorns come in this season with a loaded roster. Once again, you guys are returning a bunch of talent. If they can get Tanner Witt back for regionals, super regionals, Omaha, I mean, that would obviously be a big boost. It sounds like that's something that you've kind of talked about behind the scenes, the idea of getting back at some point this season and contributing.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's the goal. I want to be back out there with the guys. I think that was the hardest thing when I went down last year, was realizing that I wasn't going to get to play with some of those guys again, realizing that Ardoin was leaving after that year. I wasn't going to get to throw to him again, realizing I'm not going to look around and see fall team back there. Just like little things like that, not getting to play, those relationships that you've built over time. It's hard to just kind of not get to experience those when you're looking forward to that season so much. So I'm definitely looking forward to get back out with the boys. I haven't missed a beat. I've been out there all the time. Obviously not on the field when the game's going, but I'm out there all the time, doing whatever I can for them, helping them. And they're helping me too. They're my motivation. They keep me going every day. So I'm super thankful for all those guys.
I like it, man. Would you happen to have a baseball on you?
Yeah. I think this one's yeah. I got a baseball.
All right, I dig it. So I love doing, especially with college guys, I love doing pitch grips.
Okay.
Let's go over your fastball grip, your curveball grip, because it's a good 1-2 punch.
Okay. So fastball is just a regular 4-seam fastball. Think more vertical with it. Don't want as much run. And then curveball is just traditional curveball. There we go. Never changed a grip or anything. I didn't start throwing it till freshman year in high school. And it's just kind of stuck with me. It's always been my best pitch. It's always what I've thrown. So that's my bread and butter curveball. Changeup is four seam changeup. So just throw it
You
like,
got the fork.
yeah, throw it like my four seam. And then I got a slider that I got at the beginning. I started throwing it in the summer after my freshman year. Was out in
Okay.
Chatham. Dennis Cook. We were working on. I wanted to get like a cutter slider type thing, and it always got too big. And then I was finally able. He was like, "Hey, just get your fastball grip and tilt it." So literally, I have four seam fastball, and then my sliders. I just get my thumb up a little bit and throw it like a fastball. And I started throwing it a little bit more in the fall, and then I actually got, I think, 2 or 3 strikeouts on it to open up the 22 season. So who knows? That could be a big pitch for me. Verlander's always been my guy that I kind of idolize, and to see him be a big fastball, big curveball guy early in his career, then he gets to Houston and he's using that slider more and more. And it becomes a really like a big strikeout pitch for him. So for me, that's like my mindset going into like learning that pitch is, hey, this dude like started throwing his slider a little bit more, and he's doing pretty good with it.
He's all
So
right.
yeah, he's all right. So that's been my mindset going into it. But those are my 4 pitches.
I think this blends beautifully into the metrics and the data. Texas does a great job of kind of hooking you up to a lab, getting you the numbers to know where your pitch is moving. Is that something that you enjoy? Because I'll say this, with the fastball and the curveball, it's a little bit more straightforward in terms of the number you're looking for. But as you know, the slider, there's multiple ways to skin a cat with a slider. There's multiple shapes that you can get away with. Do you enjoy the metrics? And then I guess the second part of that question would be, with the slider, what specific numbers are you looking for?
So first off, the metrics, I love them. I think you got to know who you're talking to. Some guys like more information. Some guys can't deal
Hmm.
with more information. Just need a clean head. I'm a kind of guy that likes more information. Like whatever you can give me, I want it. And obviously, I'm not going to use everything. There's bits and pieces that I want, but I won't know what I can use unless I get it. So I want to get everything I can. And I love it, even if it's constructive criticism, like stuff like that from coaches. I want everything I can, because that's how you're going to get better. It's just learning from guys around you, whatever they got to say, whatever the numbers have to say, video, everything like that. That's how you're going to learn. And then as far as the slider, like I said before, whenever I was chasing, it got too big and too much like my
Hmm.
curveball. So it had too much horizontal movement. Whereas I wanted something late and quick, and I didn't want it to get big. So I was kind of using the numbers, and Texas is awesome. Like you said, they've been awesome with all the numbers. I can have a Rapsodo or TrackMan and any bullpen I want, Edgertronic camera, which I'm super thankful for. They're awesome with it. And I mean, I can have it at any second I want. So it's to have that at my hands. It's obviously I'm a little bit spoiled, and I don't take it for granted. But no, they've been awesome with it. And I've learned so much through my first 2.5 years now.
Got it. Okay, so I love asking this question, especially to guys like you. What does it mean to you to be a Texas Longhorn?
I mean, so I'm a 4th-generation Longhorn.
That'll
Um,
do it.
so yeah, burnt orange blood has been in me since I was born. Now through the recruiting process, I took my time. I didn't want to rush anything. And I had an older brother who I wanted him to commit before me and have his moment. So there was, and we're super close. So I wanted him to be able to have his moment. And also being able to take my time with the process. So it was a little bit longer process than people thought. But I mean, burnt orange blood has been in me for forever. I've been to games for as long as I can remember. My mom played softball at Texas. So, I mean, it means everything to me to be able to put the burnt orange on, and the standard that it kind of holds. Just the colors. I mean, everybody walks around. You see that color, you know it is associated with the Texas Longhorns. So to be able to strap that on and be able to play for them, and the winning tradition that they have, it's been unbelievable.
Going back to your high school days, we watched you quite a bit at showcases and tournaments in 2020. I guess 2019. I question, do you miss hitting? Because you were pretty good. You had some thump.
Right. No, I definitely miss hitting, but I love pitching. Hitting is very hard, and as a pitcher, that's good to hear. I mean, I've been able to along the lines of my career so far, I've been able to talk to some really good people, and really good players who had really good careers, and every one of them said hitting's hard, man. So to be able to hear from those guys who are that good say hitting is hard just gives us pitchers more confidence. So I take a hitter's approach to the mound. I play that mental game, like what the hitter's thinking. I use that against him. My dad was a hitter growing up, first round pick out of high school. So I was always more of a hitter growing up. Didn't start really pitching until sophomore, junior year of high school. And I was always an infielder that got up there and just threw. I was never really knew pitching much at all. I just went up there and competed. And that was basic. I was an infielder and I went up there and competed. That was what I did. I had good feel for the curveball. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that my ball spun really well. I didn't know that my curveball spun really. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just knew I was going to get the guy out at the plate. And then it turned into, okay, let's actually learn this. When I got to college, and obviously when I got to college, there was more opportunity as a pitcher in the bullpen and a starter, whatever it was going to be, as opposed to hitter. We didn't have many openings in the lineup. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do whatever the team needs. And obviously pitching, there was a little bit more opening. So I was excited for that, get to learn a little bit more about pitching. And then kind of halfway, 3/4 of the way through the year, I made the decision to put the bat down. I wanted to make the transition from bullpen to starter. So I felt like going into that summer, it was the right time to kind of put the bat down. But no, I miss it. I know there was one time in summer ball, my freshman year, I had already put the bat down. I was done. I was just hitting. And it was my last week there. And the coach was like, hey, you want to hit BP? And I was like, absolutely. And I got to hit BP. So Tom Holliday out there, thank you for that. Loved it. But that was the last time I took BP on with the team.
Got it. Yeah, that's a great story. I like that. Okay, so let's talk about next steps. I know that you probably won't see the field for the first few months of the season, but for the Texas Longhorns, what's the goal this year?
I mean, it's the same goal every year, to be the last team standing. We dogpile one time, and we want to dogpile at the very end, and that's the goal every year. And our work is always going towards that. We're not going towards winning the first game. We want to win every game, and there's definitely steps you got to take. But the end goal is obviously to be the last team standing. So there's a lot. There's a long season. There's a lot to learn. A lot of growing up to do. With any team, it's just you got a lot to learn. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a real fun season. I think we're going to surprise some people. People think we lost a lot, but we got a lot coming in, and it's going to be a real fun year.
Yeah, top recruiting class last year, looking like potentially the top recruiting class in 2024. Texas isn't going anywhere. Tanner, let's hit you with a few rapid fire questions and get you out of here. First question I've got, you've probably been going through Zoom phone calls with area scouts and cross-checkers for the past couple of weeks. What's the strangest question that you've received so far?
Oof. There hasn't been many strange questions. I mean, for me, it's all the same questions. Like how's your arm? When you coming back? It's all the same questions. And a lot of these guys it's the same area scouts from when I was in high school.
Sure.
So it's a lot of the same guys. So there hasn't been. I was actually right before the scout meetings. I was like, I got to remember the strangest question I get, and I was kind of bummed. I didn't get a crazy question.
Really? No
Yeah,
peanut butter in the fridge, no lights?
That's a lot of the online questions. So the online
Mm.
questionnaires, you get the crazy like peanut butter in the fridge. What's another? I can't even think of another one. Do you put the shopping cart back when you go shopping? Like stuff like that. That's where you get the crazy questions. But I didn't get any crazy questions. I was a little bummed.
Well, maybe that changes at the combine or in June or something like that as we get a little bit closer to the draft. But hopefully by that time, you're back throwing 100. All right, this is a Texas brand question, and I've been looking forward to asking this question for like a week with you. And it's going to put one of your teammates on blast, and I'm fully prepared for you to say no. Of all the Texas Longhorns the last 3 years, who has worn the boots the worst?
Ooh, the worst. Sorry, man. This is my guy too, but Lucas Gordon,
Really, Lucas
Cali
Gordon, huh?
guy. It's and I think he would say that too. He might have the confidence to say he thinks he wears them the best, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Lucas.
Nice. You know who wore the boots? I watched all the Texas pregame videos and things like that. Trey Faltine wore a mean pair of boots, man.
Oh, don't give him that confidence. He doesn't need that. Come on.
No, he doesn't seem like a guy with an ego at
No,
all.
fashion, he takes that, man. He's got confidence in everything he wears. So he did wear them pretty good. It surprised me too.
Yeah, yep, yep. All right, man. We'll finish with this. It's the last question of every show. What is the one random fact that you know about anything that lives rent free in Tanner Witt's brain?
Ooh, random fact. Um, I guess what is it? Like 80% of the ocean is, I don't know why this just popped into my head, but 80% of the ocean is undiscovered or whatever. Um, just how much of a
That's pretty
mystery the
good.
ocean is. I
Yeah,
don't know why that was the first thing that popped into my head, but no, that's crazy to me. I wouldn't say it lives rent free, but I'm always thinking like, yeah, the ocean, like we don't even know what's out there.
yep,
Um,
yep. We get a
I
lot of
don't know.
mystery. I mean, we get the pyramids, space, all of that undiscovered, lore. We get a lot of that on the show. So
Right.
I dig it. Tanner
For
Witt,
sure.
University of Texas. I think we're gonna see you throwing here in a few months, maybe middle of May, late May. I think that would be a pretty cool thing for college baseball this summer. Tanner Witt, University of Texas. Excited to see what the spring brings to you, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Hook 'em.